What is up, everybody? As expected, the typhoon is closing in on us. Typhoon Saola, I think is how you pronounce it, S-A-O-L-A, is getting pretty close. It's actually not a typhoon still, it's still only a tropical storm, but it is expected to turn into a typhoon right before it hits the island as a Category 1. Currently, that's what it's projected to cross over our island as, is the Category 1. And all the models kind of are lining up now and looking like it's gonna pass right over us. So a Category 1 is about 100 mile/hour winds, sustained with gusts could be higher. So we'll see how that goes. I'm pretty excited that we're finally gonna get hit with one pretty much dead on. I guess, fortunately or unfortunately, however you look at it, it's only a Category 1. Like I said in the last video, I do love these storms, and it's a really cool experience to get to ride them out in a pretty safe building, but I guess it's good for the people that aren't in as nice of a house. But like I said, pretty much everything here is built to withstand these things. Everything is still pretty much about 12 hours away. It's Friday around 6 o'clock right now. Everything's expected to start really getting bad tomorrow, Saturday morning. I'll be up pretty early tomorrow, hopefully. I'm going out with a few friends tonight for a going away for one of the guys at work, but I should still be able to wake up early because I want to see Game 3 of the World Series starting, I think, at like 9 a.m. our time. That's one of the annoying things about living in Japan. If you're into sports, you got to wake up early in the morning, sometimes like 6 in the morning, sometimes even like 3 in the morning for some football games to be able to watch that kind of stuff. But right now, pretty calm out here still, nothing too crazy, but it is closing in on us, and it's looking like it should be a pretty good typhoon. But like I said, I have that going away to get to, so I'm gonna head to that. I'm not gonna take you guys with me, but I will pick it back up when I get back from that this evening, if there's anything interesting happening, and if not, I'll pick it up first thing in the morning. Good morning, everybody. It is now Saturday morning. I got home from that going away last night, a little bit late, and had a few drinks, so I thought it was probably best not to video. But it is about 8:30 in the morning right now, and this typhoon, which actually is still not a actual typhoon, it's still a tropical storm, should be turning into a typhoon any second now, Category 1, but it is right almost on top of us right now. It looks like it's going to make a direct hit on us. Looking at radar, it looks like the eye of the storm is going to pass right over us in like an hour or so maybe. Whenever it starts gusting, these winds get pretty crazy. Pretty crazy hearing the sound of the wind coming through these houses. That is insane. Here's the usual beautiful view from the balcony. Pretty clouded with clouds and rain and wind. The sustained winds right now really aren't that bad, but once you get these big old gusts come through, that's looking pretty crazy. Ooh, I hate when that rain switches directions, it hits me right in the face. The Evo is down there all safe and sound. Haven't checked on the GTR this morning, but it's in the garage, so I don't really have anything to worry about. And the locals are still driving around on the roads. Up there on the main road, yep, there goes the van right there. If they're still driving around, you know it's not too serious. Really, this is one of the probably best ones we've had, honestly. We've had some pretty strong ones go by, but usually we end up on the front left quadrant or something where it's not quite as powerful, but we're getting hit dead on with this thing at almost a Category 1 storm. And by the time the eye does make landfall, probably a Category 1 storm. But being right here at the very front of it, like on the very front right quadrant where it's at its strongest, pretty cool. I'm really shocked by how high the winds actually are. I would be really interested to see and almost scared to see what a Category 5 storm would do here. The whole house makes interesting noises during typhoons. Go through to the bathroom. with our huge giant walk-in shower that has a window that you pretty much can never all the way close. Open that up and stuff starts flying in, and the lens starts fogging up from all the moisture outside. Let's see if we can get a view out this window. Jesus. I need windshield wipers for my camera. I keep having to stop to wipe off all the rain. So it is getting close to 9 a.m. now. My Game 3 of the World Series should be starting soon. MLB.TV, that's the way to do it over here in Japan. We don't get all the same channels you guys get back in the States. But hopefully this eye passes over soon. That's going to be one of the coolest things I've seen. If it's a nice formed eye and we can actually look up, see the break in the clouds and see some blue sky. Should be happening sometime in the next hour or two maybe. I'll keep filming throughout the day periodically as more interesting stuff happens. Alright, game time. Go Astros! Same old going on outside. Crazy winds. Crazy gusts. Let's make our way down to the garage and check on the GTR. The whole lens is fogging up again. Totally safe down here in the garage, nothing to worry about. This window actually is not really a complete window, I guess. It's kind of more of a venting window. I can feel the wind coming through and it's actually letting some water in. I didn't even think about that. So it's actually got some of the stuff wet here on the table. So that's something I definitely didn't think about. Move these Olins that we still have to put on the car. Jesus, when it gusts, that window really goes crazy. Oh, that's the remote to my fan too. Crazy sounding. Getting the flags all riled up. But safe and sound the GTR is with the windows down. Thank God for this garage. I wonder what would happen in a Category 5 though. I wonder if this thing would withstand it. It seems pretty sturdy. Not like a normal garage door back in the States. Quite the break in the action now. No wind, just a teeny bit of rain. Right now we are in the eye of Tropical Cyclone Saola. Still not a typhoon, according to everything I'm looking at online. But that first part of the storm is pretty intense. Unfortunately, it's not the most formed storm. It doesn't have very nice form, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And the eye is not that well-defined eye that you see from satellite images on a lot of good, strong, well-defined typhoons. So our eye is not very cool looking, where you can look up and see blue sky on the walls of the hurricane or typhoon. I was really hoping we were gonna get a nice defined eye so I could get that video and maybe even throw the drone up in the middle of the eye, because I think that would be the coolest looking video ever. But it's not a good idea to stay outside during the eye. We're right here in the bedroom poking our head out the balcony, because with the eye, that's the center of the storm. So right after that, we're gonna start getting hit a little bit more after the eye passes over with the back part of the storm, which shouldn't be near as serious as the front right quadrant of the storm we just had pass over us. But it's definitely gonna pick back up here in an hour or two once the eye is over us. I'm gonna sit down and enjoy my baseball game while this eye passes over us. Astros are up 4-0 now. They had a really good second inning. Just a little past 11 a.m. Still in the eye of the storm. And it is actually a Category 1 typhoon now. Just upgraded right before making landfall here in Okinawa. It's crazy how calm it is out here. The back end of the storm should pick up some, but it probably won't be quite as serious as it was this morning. Would you look at that? Blue sky in the eye of the typhoon. That's pretty cool. It's kind of what I was hoping to see. Sun starting to poke out. A little bit of blue sky. Pretty cool. I wish the eye was a little more defined, but oh crap. We lost a trash can. Forgot to bring trash cans in. Gonna have to clean that up. Typhoon Saola 2017. We will rebuild. Guess who's back? Back again. Typhoon Saola. I think the eye has passed by us and we're about to start getting the back part of the storm here. You can see on the radar it is almost past us, the eye. I don't think this will be quite as serious as the front of the storm was, but should be picking up here shortly. Also, once the storm dies down, we're gonna have to go and look at the Evo because Megan found some damage caused by the first part of the typhoon. We'll talk about that more later though. Update time. It is around 3 o'clock, I think. Yep, 2:51. So the typhoon has passed by us. The eye has passed us now. And now we're dealing with the bottom of the storm. As you can see on the satellite image here, it was barreling right at us, and then this morning it formed good. The eye started to form a little bit right when it was on top of us. There's some pretty cool pictures on some of the local Facebook pages of a nice actual opening into the sky and seeing the blue sky really nice, and I think that's pretty cool. I took a little bit of a break. I went and got a shower. The Astros won, which was awesome, so now they're up 2-1. And it started getting pretty windy while I was in the shower. That's why I kind of got done quick and came out here to start filming some more. But it's since died down a little bit. I just saw an ambulance go by up that way somewhere. But it was crazy how calm it was when the eye was over us. I even had a little chance to throw up the drone and get this little bit of footage right here. And I wish it had been a little bit better formed right above us though, because that would have been crazy with the drone. But it was still pretty cool getting to fly it in the center of a typhoon. The wind is still out there making some pretty crazy noises. As long as our power lines don't get damaged, that's all I'm hoping for. I don't want to lose power. I've seen a few people posting up that they have lost power here in Okinawa already. So what I was mentioning earlier about the Evo and some damage, the freaking storm peeled the clear coat off of the car. It already had a little bit of clear coat issues. I think somebody had it repainted before we purchased it and maybe cheaped out on the clear coat, but I'll show you guys in a little bit when this thing dies down. The clear coat got ripped the heck off of the roof, the trunk, and some of the side pillars right there. Right now we're standing right outside the door from the shower, looking at the back of our house. You can see, I mean, it's pretty windy still. Definitely still some pretty heavy gusts. Oh my God, I stopped filming for just a second and I think that transformer over there blew up. It was a big white flash and it made a big buzz noise, and I heard Megan and Mason yell downstairs, the power is out now. My worst fear has just come true. Well, that was quick. 5 minutes later the power's back on. That's good. Now I feel like I should stay out here though and watch that transformer so I can try to get it on video this time. Let's go have a look out Mason's balcony window. There's another ambulance. This is honestly pretty crazy. For a Category 1 typhoon, I can't imagine what a Category 5 would do. Like I said, the houses and stuff built for it, but trees, power lines, even the power lines though are somewhat built for it. Just the actual equipment itself attached to the power lines, transformers, stuff like that. A Category 5 would tear this place up. I guess we're pretty lucky that it's only a 1. Oh, it sucks being trapped inside. I'd love to go out and get videos from different spots on the island, but like I've said in, I think, a previous video last year when a typhoon came through, the military really limits us on what we can do during typhoons. They came up with a system. It's the T-Core, Tropical Cyclone Condition of Readiness, something like that. I'm not exactly sure. But basically, there's T-Cores 1 through 5, and within T-Core 1, there's T-Core 1 Caution, T-Core 1 Emergency, and T-Core 1 Recovery. And while we're in T-Core 1 Caution and Emergency, which we're in emergency right now, we are not allowed to leave our house. We cannot go driving, cannot go do anything. We have to stay in our house, and it really does suck sometimes. This one, I mean, this is kind of serious, you know. There's some pretty good wind gusts, especially earlier in the morning, but sometimes we'll get some like real weak tropical cyclones come through, and we'll go into T-Core 1E, and it's barely windy outside, and that's what we did last weekend. Actually, no, we didn't go into E last weekend, but we did go into T-Core 1, and it's just silly because we're just sitting around and we can't go anywhere. But I can see why they do it. It makes sense for really strong typhoons, for sure. But in case you guys were wondering why I'm sitting in the house and not going and showing you guys like cool stuff like the ocean or something like that, That's why I don't want to get in trouble. But whenever we get out of T-Core 1, go out and assess the damage maybe. If we get a few more gusts, that top of there, I don't know if it's a water tank up there, that top keeps coming up with the gusts of wind. I think it might rip off if we got some real heavy gusts come through. I honestly don't know where to take this video right now. This is pretty much gonna be it the rest of the time, just like this, probably for the next few hours. That's Okinawa City down that way. That is the second largest city in Okinawa after Naha, the capital.
Shoot!
If you can't tell, the power's out again, and we're playing rock, paper, scissors, shoot for fun. Mason just learned how to play.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Mason wins. So we regained power for like 10 minutes maybe, and I just got everything booted back up my computer, and then we heard the transformer explode again. Back out here to investigate. Of course I can't see anything, so who knows what the heck's going on, but I think the power might be out for good this time. I heard it explode twice right after the power went out. And we have power again about 30 minutes later. I suspect it'll probably go off again in like 15. So it's about 6 o'clock now, and we're still in T-Core 1E, which means we're not supposed to go outside. But the storm is pretty much completely past us. There's a little bit of rain, still a little bit of wind, but nothing too crazy. Mason's playing on his DS. I just got done playing a game of MLB The Show on the PlayStation, and we're just kind of hanging out. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and end the video for this evening, but not end the video completely. Tomorrow morning I'll pick this back up. I'll go outside and show you guys the damage to the Evo, and we'll take a look around the house and probably go out tomorrow since there won't be any more T-Core 1E, and we'll take a look at damage around the island. Alright, seriously, not 2 minutes after I just said I was going to end the video for the night, our power went out again. And our big flashlight, somehow the batteries are dead, so now we're using Mason's little flashlight.
My eyes.
Sorry. His little like toy kid flashlight, I think my mom sent him. And Megan's trying to cook dinner, so now we're gonna have to figure something out. Right now I'm using my flashlight on the phone. Mason's following me with his flashlight. So we already have the stove going and it's on, and we have gas, so the fire continues to burn. But we are looking for a lighter so we can light some candles so she can see while she's cooking. And our rice cooker was going, and that has our rice to go with our curry for tonight. So might have to put that on the stove, I don't know. Hopefully the power comes on here soon, but just trying to find a lighter at the moment. Hey, and look at that. Right while we're trying to look for a lighter, the power comes back on. Woo-wee! God bless America and Japan. Power back on, food ready. Time to smash some dinner.
Oh my god, Megan's curry looks way prettier. She wanted me to show it.
I'll pick this back up in the morning so we can show what's going on with the damage on the Evo. Right now I think we might have just gone into T-Core 1 recovery, but we'll head outside in the morning since it's already dark. Good morning, everybody. It is now Sunday morning around 10:30 in the morning. Been up for a little while. I'm watching the baseball game again. Game, was this 4? But anyways, we went into full all clear last night, this morning around 01, but we were long asleep. So the typhoon is pretty much completely past. There's still a little bit of wind and occasional rain coming through, but that's just teeny little leftover remnants of the storm. What we need to talk about though is the Evo. Look at this thing. It is just completely ripped off the clear coat. I've never seen anything like this. Look, there's pieces of the clear coat right there on the sunroof. There's pieces of it right here just built up. You can see it moving. That's crazy. I don't know if we can see it on camera, but it's like you can see it right here where the clear coat's starting to come up. It's kind of bubbling up, and just pieces of it get ripped up and off. Right there by the spoiler, you can see all that stuff built up. That is insane. Looks like maybe a little bit down there in the bumper, but I think this thing must have been painted real cheaply before we got the car. And this is just crazy what the storm did to this car. It had started just a little bit. There was a couple little kind of cancer spots on it, but nothing like this. This storm has just demolished the paint. It's insane. It's just flaking off. Look right there. You can see it right there. It's like a vein almost. but it's like a bubble. I can feel it. Have you guys ever seen anything like this? This is my first experience with anything of the sort. The mirror right there. Along the side down here. Big old piece of it right there on the visor. Look at it all right here in the cracks. You can see where it's all come down and just sitting. Look at this. This is the biggest piece of clear coat right here. Have you ever seen anything like that? It's very brittle. Literally just peeling off the car. So for the most part, that's the extent of our damage here at the house, is the Evo and the paint freaking getting ripped off of it. That's, I don't know, that's mind-blowing to me. Our big elephant ears got pretty torn up too. These things were big and beautiful before, but now they're all ripped to shreds. Oh yeah, and we lost half our plant. So I think it's about time to end this video. It is 7 o'clock at night. The whole Sunday actually ended up being a big giant play date for Mason and his friend's sister, because their parents had to go take care of something, and we watched the kids all day, went to the zoo, and just had a good time hanging out. But I am completely beat tired now. I hope you guys did enjoy the look inside of Typhoon Saola. It was a pretty intense Category 1 storm. There was a lot of damages reported up on base and throughout Okinawa. I've seen pictures of doors getting blown out of high-rise buildings and some trees going down on top of cars. I saw a tree that had fallen right beside a nice R33 GTR and just missed it, so lucky for them. So really, I think we're lucky to come out with what we did. Obviously, the GTR made it completely safe in the garage, and the Evo, it's just unfortunate that somebody probably painted that car cheaply before we got it, and the clear coat peeling off like that. That's just crazy. I've never even heard of that. Like, oh, the Typhoon literally blew the paint off my car. That's pretty much what happened. But we'll be taking it down to a shop in the next few weeks to get a quote on getting it repaired. This coming weekend, Koza Motorsport Festival. It's going to be awesome. Drifting, drag racing, gymkhana, motocross stuff. It'll be really good. It'll be a really good time. If you're in Okinawa, you better be there. And if you're not, definitely need to tune in to next video to see that, because it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm also taking actually 3 days off this week, so I should have time to make a video before Koza Motorsport Festival. Maybe a cars for sale in Japan or a junkyard video this week. We'll see what I end up doing. But I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go get clean and go to bed because I am tired. I will see you guys very soon in the next video. As always, thanks for watching.